If you search for Microsoft Fabric online, then you will see big diagrams, complex terms, and a lot of confusion. Some people will say Fabric is only for data engineers, others will say Fabric is only for the replacement of Power BI. But in this video, I will break down the Microsoft Fabric in the simplest possible way. So by the end of this video, you will know exactly what it is and more importantly, how you fit into it and how you can learn it. But before watching this video, don't forget to check out our earlier two videos in which we discuss why Microsoft Fabric exists and why does it make sense into the currently evolution of the Microsoft data analytics ecosystem. Now let's come into this video. Firstly, let's start with a very simple definition. Microsoft Fabric, what is it? Basically, Microsoft Fabric is a single unified analytics platform. This one definition covers everything. It covers the entire data lifecycle from data ingestion to data storage, then the next step which is data processing, and the next step which is data analytics, and finally the reporting. So everything, or we can say all the things you can do in one place. That's it. That's all about Microsoft Fabric. No jargons, no buzzwords. Thus, Microsoft Fabric is a unified platform where we can perform the end-to-end data analytics project or a data science project. Now, you might heard this term very often, a unified platform. Why unified matters so much? Earlier, if you explore the data analytics and landscape, or you talk to the experienced data analytics or data scientists, then they will tell you there was a one tool to bring the data, then there was another tool to store the data, then there was another tool to clean the data, and lastly we had Power BI, which is another tool to visualize the data. Different tool was there. We have to implement different level of security. Developers have to learn different skills, and all the tools have different owners. What Microsoft Fabric did, it changed everything. They changed everything by saying everything lives into one platform. You don't have to navigate between different tools. So this is about Microsoft Fabric. Now coming to the heart of Fabric, which is OneLake. So at the center of Microsoft Fabric, even on the screen you can see, there is something called OneLake. Think of it, what it is. It is by name you can say there earlier we have data lake, now we have OneLake. Basically, OneLake is a one shared storage layer for the entire organization. No matter who you are, if you are a data analyst, if you are a data engineer, if you are a data scientist, or if you are a business user, you all are working on the same copy of data, which is stored only once. You don't have to create different copy of data, which we discussed in our earlier video, where we saw why multiple copy of data was getting created. So that's why Fabric is built for different persons. This is extremely important. Understand it properly. Microsoft Fabric is not built for any particular role. Let's say you will say it is only for data visualization. No. Is it only for data engineers? No. Everything can be done, but with the different roles. So, as I said, Microsoft Fabric is not built for one role. It is built for multiple persons. Firstly, let's say understand from the business user's perspective. They can consume the report through Microsoft Fabric. They can ask questions with the help of Copilot. They need insight, not the pipelines. So basically, they will use the front end side of Microsoft Fabric. Now coming to the analyst, they can use Power BI. They can use Data Activator to set custom alerts. They can create semantic model within Microsoft Fabric, and they can build dashboards. So again, this is bit of a front end side. Now coming to the data engineers, so they can build pipeline to import data, to create Medallion architecture, different layer of storing the data. They can transform the data with the help of notebook or with the help of data flows. They can manage the data quality. All these things can also be done within Microsoft Fabric. Now coming to the next role, which is data scientists. So they can work with notebook. They can write codes in PySpark. They can use libraries. They can create the predictive models, or they can even build machine learning models, and they can experiment with data. So these four roles I just covered, and all of them work on the same platform without duplicating data. This is the major benefit of Microsoft Fabric. Now just understand the Fabric workload, which is the big picture you are able to see on the screen. Now let's talk about the Fabric workload. Even we are going to dive deeper into all of these, the services, the architecture. We will going to understand everything. But just let's get an overview of these overloads. So you don't need to memorize the names right now. Just understand the purpose. Firstly, the data factory, which you can see. What it does, it brings the data into Microsoft Fabric. We can perform the ETL process and orchestration. Nextly, you will see data engineering, or we can say this includes the lakehouse, which can store the structured as well as unstructured data. And you can use SQL and notebooks together. So again, we are going to see this into detail. Next is warehouse. So we can use the traditional SQL analytics, SQL-based analytics, and it can be familiar for the SQL professionals. Then we had Power BI, so we can use it for reporting and visualization purpose, and also we can create semantic models within that. And we have also the option for real-time analytics, so we can use it for streaming or the telemetry data, and we can also use it for logs, IoT events. These are called the workload, but remember, they all sit on the top of OneLake. So whatever tools we are discussing here, all these sit on the top of OneLake, or we can simply say the data from all these will get stored into OneLake. So now, lastly, let's understand a simple business flow with an example so that you can understand the complete end-to-end process. Let's connect it with a real business scenario. Imagine there was a retail company, right? So in the retail company, the sales data comes from the POS system. The data factory ingests the data. This we are talking about Microsoft Fabric, how the projects will work into Microsoft Fabric. So using data factory, we will ingest the data. The data will be stored into OneLake, and then the data engineers can clean that data into lakehouse. They can use the bronze, silver, gold lakehouse, which we will cover ahead. Then the data analyst will build the semantic model. They can import whatever required data was there. Then Power BI dashboards will be created, reports will be created, and later it can be shared with the business users through Microsoft Fabric. So was a same data, duplication was not needed, and one platform will be there. Now, before moving ahead, just again, we discussed it earlier, but let's understand it once again what Fabric is not. This is very important because there are so many myths going around in the market. Some people will say Fabric will end Power BI, Fabric will end the data engineering thing. But let's address these issues. So let's clear some common myth. Firstly, Microsoft Fabric is not only for the data engineers. Fabric is not the replacement of Power BI, and it is not mandatory for everyone. So if you think everyone have to go to learn a Microsoft Fabric, it is not necessary. If you are into Power BI, then you can explore the latest feature into Power BI of Microsoft Fabric and a bit familiar with the backend part, which is data engineering, then you will be good. Fabric is optional, it is scalable, and it is completely role based, and we can say it is enterprise ready. So this is all about Microsoft Fabric, and coming just to wrap up this video, why Microsoft did this. So this is where Microsoft made a very smart move. They realized that with the time, analytics was becoming more fragmented. Learning curve was too high. People have to learn different tools, the interfaces, the UI, and the business wanted the speed plus governance. So Fabric is Microsoft way of saying let's simplify analytics for everyone. So in the next video, we will go deeper into our most important topic, and we can say the concepts in Microsoft Fabric, which is OneLake, because it is the heart of Microsoft Fabric, why it is a game changer, and how it removes the data silos. So if you understand OneLake, then you understand Microsoft Fabric. It's that simple. So this is all about this video. See you in the next video. Meanwhile, if you have any doubt, any questions, feel free to drop into comments. And you can join our communities through the WhatsApp or Telegram. Links are in description, and also the Udemy courses link into the description. If you want the discount, reach out to me on LinkedIn. My profile is attached again into the description. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.